He was the guy that every woman wanted to be with and every man wanted to be like.
Please welcome Paul Walker.
Hey, what's up? I'm Paul Walker from the movie The Fast and the Furious.
Tonight is the premiere for The Fast and the Furious, and we're here on the red carpet with stars like Paul Walker.
When I walked out of that screening, I knew he was a movie star.
What are you smiling about? Dude, I almost had you.
The first character cast was Paul Walker. I thought that Paul had a McQueen-esque ambiance around him.
You get to drive around in fast cars and you get to make out with a hot chick. And so I was like, all right, cool, I'll do it. You know, I think we should go out sometime.
No, I don't date my brother's friends.
Oh, that sucks. You guess we'll have to kick his ass then.
And then popcorn goes to Vin Diesel and
I got it.
The ladies love you, Paul Walker. Oh my goodness. Said, are you gonna be my girl?
I gotta say thanks to my family.
Paul was a cute kid, and he stayed pretty his whole life.
Look at that, though. That's Premiere Magazine. Is that this month?
No, that was a little while ago already.
Oh, that's cute. All right, and very similar to the haircut you had when you were growing up.
Paul Walker before he was Fast and Furious. You might think actor Paul Walker is another pretty face new to the business. Guess again.
Well, I was pretty much born into the industry. I started, acting. Well, not really acting. I started modeling and doing commercials when I was like 2 years old.
The son of a model and a sewer contractor, Walker was the oldest of 4 kids in a working-class Mormon home in Sunland, California.
LA is a big place, and Paul grew up in Sunland, Tehunga, which is very much of a blue-collar place to grow up and raise a family.
I have to say, it didn't surprise me that he became so successful in acting. He would try out different voices and characters and really took a lot of pleasure in tormenting me with some of these characters.
Paul, in your opinion, which of the two of you looks better on stage today, you or your sister?
This is serious?
Yeah, it's serious. It's right here, see?
Myself.
He always had that ability to tell a story. Of course, he had the looks. He must have landed or got a callback on 80% of the calls he'd go on. He would get offers and have to turn down commercials and shows because he was already booked up.
But it was just one of those things. I think it was fun for her, and we enjoyed it, so we did it when we were younger.
You did a lot of commercials, though. I mean, I read, your bio, and it's a tremendous amount of commercials.
Yeah, probably 40, maybe 50 national commercials.
He was always smiling. His just effervescent personality was electric.
At 13 years old, that electric personality landed Paul a string of roles in popular 90s sitcoms.
You're crazy, you know that? Maybe that's what I like about you so much. Ugh.
So you gonna go to the party this weekend?
Why don't you just say what is really on your mind?
For this quintessential California kid, acting took a backseat.
When Paul reached 18 years old, the acting thing was, he really wasn't too thrilled with it.
He was an athlete, he was a sportsman, and he loved the outdoors.
I remember him going through a tough period when he was playing football. His senior year especially, he had to miss probably half the games. It really bummed him out.
Just being around for a while trying to figure out what was going on. My friends were graduating with different degrees, and they had amassed huge student loans. And it terrified me because I just started university level, and I was like, oh no, that means grow up. And so I wanted to take some time off and just kind of reassess everything to make sure I was heading in the direction that I wanted to.
He loved surfing from a young age. He's always been fascinated by the ocean.
And I loved it, starfish and sea anemones and sea urchins and, just all that stuff. I was fascinated with it. So before I knew, my parents were giving me marine biology books, for my birthday and Christmas presents, and it just kind of stuck with me. I got into junior high school and I went away to sea camps, and it was just something I always wanted to do. I wanted to be a marine biologist.
All right, we're going.
Bye, Paul.
Talk a little bit about the Paul Walker of his teenage years. Because, I mean, he said, I smoked bowls and kind of panhandled, and I kind of lived the transient life for a long time. I didn't really know where I was going or what I was doing.
In the process of walking away from, you know, this career that his mom had put so much effort to and everything, a lot of things, you know, went sideways. Money was gone that he thought he'd earned to be able to go to college.
He was living in a garage and the whole bit, and he's got this phone that keeps ringing nonstop. And I'm like, dude, is that like your girlfriend? Like, what is it? He's like, no, it's another bill collector. He was getting calls from bill collectors like every 2 minutes. It was crazy. And he just really didn't have any money.
When money got tight, Walker went back to acting on TV's Touched by an Angel.
All right now, kids, come on, smile at the camera. Jonathan, head up. That's it, that's great.
I got the part. I went and worked for 4 days, came home, and he was like, Scotty report came back really well. He's like, what are you doing right now? I said, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. And he said, well, he's like, while you're figuring that out, he's like, if you were to audition, I think you would work all the time. Based off his age and his look and his, you know, just his vibe and everything, I think he kind of knew instinctively that there might really be a crack here. He was like, all right, you know, might as well do this for real.
What's all the commotion? Where's the cat?
And on the big screen in Pleasantville.
He played Skip Martin, this all-American, cheeseburger and cherry Coke loving basketball jock. He made a big impression in that movie.
I auditioned, I got Pleasantville. I was excited because I was able to pay off some of the money that was against me now with the credit cards and all that stuff. And then I thought that would be it, and then that turned into another one. It was turned into another one. And I thought, okay, cool, now I'm gonna be able to go back to college. That was always the plan.
The movie was a hit, and finally a decent payday for Walker. That same year, some news he wasn't expecting.
Who's that?
Skip Martin, captain of the basketball team.
Does he like me?
As a matter of fact, he does.
They were sweethearts, and then they were friends, and then they were sweethearts.
Well, then I found out I was gonna have a kid. So I was like, oh, great. I guess school's off.
But marine biology may have to go on the back burner for a while because Walker is in demand.
Here's a guy who's getting phone calls left and right from creditors. And right in the middle of that, he's like, dude, I'm gonna be a dad. And I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible, dude. What are you gonna do? You know, you got no money.
Oh, it was tough. I mean, Mom and I were gonna be together. And I was raised Mormon. I was told Mom and Daddy are supposed to be together. And it was a hard one for me. I was so conflicted. I was thinking down the road. I was like, I knew where I was at. You know what I mean? I was an animal. I want to be there. My heart wants to be in it. But the mind just isn't following it. But emotionally, I wasn't there yet. Because I don't even know who the hell I was.
With Walker focused on his playboy lifestyle, his daughter Meadow lived full-time with her mother in Hawaii. But having a daughter, Walker said, was a life changer. He buckled down and got serious.
He wanted to be like the super dad and be there as much as he could. But at the same time, that's when his career went crazy.
Our captain, quarterback, Lance Harbor, let's hear it.
I was lying in bed last night.
And I think everyone started really paying attention to him when he was in Varsity Blues.
He was a supporting character that you really remembered.
Paul Walker is a heartthrob both on and off the big screen. Good to have you with us this morning.
I mean, I think for a lot of people, he became a prototypical California heartthrob.
We always had to fight against him being, you know, early on in his career, the pretty boy or surfer boy, or does he have the range? Does he have the depth?
All of a sudden then, it wasn't a question. It was what I needed to do. And it was funny because from job to job, I was afraid. Before I was like, oh, if it's my last one, who cares? Now all of a sudden it was like, this is my last job. This is gonna be hard because I don't have a degree. I don't have anything behind me. You know, I came up on the short term. Hopefully this will continue out.
He auditioned for the thriller, The Skulls.
I was casting The Skulls and Paul comes in, you know, he's a sort of like a surfer dude, but you know, he looks right. And I said, let's read this part. And remember, in this part, you have to leave California behind. You have to adopt the East Coast. Come in here and give me the East Coast. He came in, he was dressed differently, he was much more buttoned down, and he did it. And I gave him a hug and I told him, you got the part.
Why, it's Caleb Mandrake. He was a skull the day he was born.
Caleb, I can't see the race.
Imagine it.
When we got to work on the skulls, then I saw he really can act.
You! You broke into my car, you stole my key, you stole my book. Now I want your camera, I want the tape, and I want my stuff back now.
Okay, no problem, man. Just calm down. And, here's your key.
He was so threatening and dark, and you really felt the power. My job was to set the context in which Josh and Paul and Leslie Hill, they would take the chances because they knew that no failure would ever be criticized.
I feel like I really worked with a director that I really clicked with. I talked to my agent, or I talked to my representatives back home. The thing I say over and over again is that I either want to work with Rob again, or I want to work with someone just like him.
And he goes, so what are you working on next? And I said, well, I'm at the very beginning stages of this thing. I don't know. And he goes, is there a part for me in it? I said, I told you, yes, I'm developing the lead for you.
Hey, Paul, what would you like to do next? And I told him, I said, well, I've always liked the idea of playing a cop.
I said, well, you're a cop who goes undercover in the street racing world.
You get to drive around in fast cars and you get to make out with a hot chick. And so I was like, all right, cool, I'll do it.
Walker was in, and Cohen never looked back.
Go!
Paul Walker is the star of the upcoming Universal Pictures release of The Fast and the Furious, due out June 22nd, a movie specifically targeting the import drag racing segment. Should be exciting for all of us to watch that movie.
You're gonna win. I'm gonna win.
A young cop on the way up, eager for a promotion, goes undercover into the world of illegal street racing to break up a ring of hijackers. And in the course of the movie, Paul Walker, playing the cop, befriends Vin Diesel, who's the king racer, the king of the streets.
Now, whatever it is you're in on, I want in on it too.
Falls in love with Vin Diesel's sister, and also falls in love with speed, the adrenaline rush of racing, and the entire world of these cars.
This job really was just a complete joke because, I got paid to play. There were times where, it was trying and, it was challenging. There's a few scenes I had with Vin in the movie where, we really had to step it up. And, it was a good thing Rob was there at times because we really weren't too sure where we were going with particular scenes. But, he gave us the guidance like a good director should. And, we moved through it.
Visually, this movie is bitchin'. The way the car stuff's being shot, I don't think anyone's ever really seen anything like this.
We went out with Nick Rogers, who's the stunt coordinator, and learned all the tricks.
Rob really wanted everyone, all the cast members, to experience speed, since we were basically gonna have to sell it on screen. You as a viewer, you can't feel it, so we have to sell it. With body language or our facial expressions, whatever.
Nice car. What's the retail on one of those?
More than you can afford, pal. Ferrari.
I have a feeling this film is going to be so much bigger than anyone's expecting.
Action-packed show. It's gonna do real well.
Smoke.
Congratulations. I really love the movie. Yeah. Are you happy about the movie?
Yeah. Just the random people coming up, giving you the pat on the back, telling you how much they liked your movie. That's, I think, probably the coolest thing. The first one just did really well. And,
yeah.
No one really knew what to expect. And as a result, we ended up going back and making a sequel.
There's our boy right there.
Shit. It's Brian.
Paul Walker was like born for this role. It was crazy. I feel like we're like actors that was in Paul's movie.
Bridge.
Because everything that's tied into cars and adrenaline, it was Paul's world.
I'm a bit of a rush junkie, if you will.
When he was in Meet the Deedles, they let him do almost everything. He got to ride the luge, climb the rocks. They even wrapped him up and lit him on fire. He was like, this is great. This is what I get to do all the time. This is gonna be a blast, you know?
Bottom line is to get the coolest shots, you gotta be behind the wheel. There were times where I think under normal circumstances it probably would have been a stuntman behind the wheel, but Rob knew that I was up for the challenge and that I wanted to do as much as possible. So, you know, I got in there. One sequence, for instance, in the climax of the film where the orange Supra is coming up alongside of the tractor trailer, the semi-truck. But anyways, I'm like, yeah, get over here, take the wheel, get your foot on the gas. And I got out on the hood of the car, on the door of the car. But you know, that's the fun stuff. That's what I love about my job. It's like I get paid to play make-believe, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like as a kid, you know, my mom would start up the car and she'd have to run back inside. You know, I'd slide over in the Buick LeSabre station wagon, you know? Racing cars, you know?
Yeah.
Yay! But I think you must become a very good driver because of all these movies. Have you ever think about a career as a race driver?
I've dreamt about that my whole life. My grandfather raced cars, and I grew up driving go-karts and then shifter karts, and I always wanted to be the big kid. I have race cars, a Porsche GT3 Cup car, BMW E46 race car. It's a passion of mine. I love it.
What's the fastest you've gone?
Over 180.
Now where? Like here in Burbank?
I can tell you that.
Outside of the Hollywood game, Walker was deeply involved in the world of fast cars.
He was a total auto head. He actually owned Always Evolving. It was a performance shop that really appealed to the car junkie that Paul Walker was.
If he was here right now and, you know, had something cool parked outside and you made a comment about how cool his car is, he would literally throw the keys at you and say, just cool, go have fun. It didn't matter like when he didn't have anything at all and then when he had everything. Like nothing about him changed.
We always felt like we were spoiled. We didn't have to go to war. We just got to live this crazy dream.
They're not gonna stop.
What?
None of them are. They can't.
So much for no man left behind.
When they told me, they said, hey, look, you really have to read this. Their words were, this is exactly what you've been looking for. And I was like, oh, really?
We saw Running Scared as a vehicle with a great filmmaker that could put Paul in a grittier light.
Shut the fuck up! Your turn's coming.
Oh yeah? Well, fucking eat me, you fucking boar cocksucking bitch. Fuck you.
Did you call me?
Oh, you fucking heard me. Fuck you, you fucking bitch.
Impressed.
So different from anything that we've seen from you before. Was that really what you were going into this for?
I don't know. I love real and dark. And I love playing it. You know. Yeah, people always got me running around smiling. And
what is this Running Scared about?
Basically, I play a low-level mob guy, and my job is to get rid of guns. You know, guns that were used in murders and that sort of thing. And I don't do the right thing. Neighbor's kid, my son's best friend, who happens to be our neighbor, gets a hold of a gun and shoots his.
Oh, you keep one of the guns you're supposed to get rid of.
Exactly. He shoots his abusive stepfather, and basically the entire movie basically spans the course of one night, and it follows the path of his gun.
He just had an aura of intensity about him.
Paul loved the making of Running Scared. He loved the finished product of Running Scared.
I love it. I love dropping, you know, basically everything everyone knows me to be, and just going all the way to the other side.
Obviously, Paul had great success in Fast and Furious 1. In Fast 3, Tokyo Drift, the studio declared it's all about the cars anyway. When it was all said and done, the movie was testing poorly.
Do you know each other?
It had to be Vin and Paul back. If we were really going to go to the next level, go to the fourth, it had to be Vin.
When they started talking about making this fourth one, I really thought it was done. I didn't think I was going to make another Fast and the Furious. They told me, Vin would come back, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, and I was like, why not?
We've all come to partake in this adventure of reestablishing the franchise onto the next leg.
Connor, you're up.
If you can't bring it bigger and better than before, don't even try. And so that's what we set out to do. He's really hoping, when he finds that his path's gonna cross with Dominic Toretto again, he's really hoping that he's gonna be able to right where he feel like he went wrong. And, you know, it's a lot of guilt. He feels like he busted up this family. And how could you ever make that up to somebody?
You got a plan?
So we're here. It's the 5th installment of Fast and the Furious. What do you think it is about these movies that make them just so popular?
Well, flat out, we got lucky early on. Cars and girls, they never go out of style, regardless of where you are in the world.
Yeah.
You know, but beyond that, there's a lot of luck. Because, you know, people want to play like, oh, they have all the answers and we know exactly why this was a success. If we knew exactly why, you would see a lot of franchises that would span 10 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can speculate as to why, but nobody really ever knows. I think first and foremost, we're just like, we got a beautiful thing, let's not screw it up.
What do you think Fast and the Furious has meant to your career and your life?
It's allowed me to live a bunch of lives because I've had so much freedom to do whatever I want. One thing I learned from Don is that nothing really matters unless you have a code.
What's your code, Brian?
I'm working on it.
What is success to you?
Success is balance in life. That's the most difficult thing to find.
A lot of the times in his movie career, he'd be just like, enough, I'm out of here. It's definitely not a puppet, you know?
Paul was supposed to be presenting at the Golden Globes. The limousine was waiting. I was in my tuxedo. He finally calls me back and he says, can't make it. What do you mean you're not coming? We're going to the Golden Globes. Sorry, I can't come. Tell him I'm sorry, I can't make it. He didn't like just going to a press line and talking about himself and the movie and the role. He wanted to talk about things that he really cared about.
Hey, Mom, look at me.
So, for those of us that aren't marine biologists, that didn't complete school, what can we do to protect the ocean?
He told me many times that he didn't choose his career. What he wanted to do, and he told me he's gonna do, is quit and go back to school and become a marine biologist. And I said, look, Paul, you have no idea how many marine biologists there are. They're all struggling for work, struggling to, even if they get a job, the jobs pay terrible. I said, you can be an exceptional ambassador for marine biology and whatever topics you're interested in by being just you.
And to figure out what more you can do to protect the oceans, visit love-the-ocean.com.
I can actually say he did a lot of things that made a lot of difference in a lot of people's lives, you know? He was a giver.
There has been a huge earthquake, magnitude 7.0, just off the coast of Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
It is hard to imagine a country less able to cope with a devastating earthquake.
That massive earthquake in January of 2010, Paul was frustrated with like, well, what can I do?
In 2010, Walker took a team to Haiti, helping in the aftermath of the major earthquake that devastated the small nation.
No one knew what to expect, but all he knew was he was bringing medical equipment, water filtration, and he was going to do what he could. And when they got there, they did so much for their first time. They were able to set up a hospital in an orphanage.
I've looked fathers in the eyes, you know, that are holding their kids and they're begging for help. And I can imagine how that feels. They're desperate and they're looking to a stranger and pleading for help. And it's hard to talk about, but it's stuff like that that gets you.
And the experience that he came home with after that was, I have the opportunity to do something very special.
When Paul started Reach Out Worldwide, he warned me. He said, no press.
You know, if you're doing it from your heart, why do you want all the attention?
You put goodwill out there, it's amazing what can be accomplished.
He never expected to all of a sudden get fame and fortune and the whole bit, but I think it kind of gave him privilege to be able to help people out.
Let's join ROL by supporting their efforts in the Philippines, because together we're going to realize a much bigger impact.
One thing that I'm wondering about is the Let's join ROL. It's sort of separating yourself from the organization, like you're not a part of it.
They don't need to know it's my thing. Yeah, you know, it's like it's something that I believe in. So let's join it together.
I'd walk away from it all to do this full time.
The ocean was his escape from his Hollywood reality, which he really did not like being part of the Hollywood scene. But when you're doing so well in a career, even if you don't like it, it's kind of hard to walk away from it.
I was able to pay off my loans, and then I thought I'd make one movie and I'd be done, and then I kept working, and now I'm 38, and I'm going, what the fuck happened?
We talked about this. He goes, Rob, I don't know. How long can this last? I've already made more money than I'll ever spend. I can always go paddle out somewhere. And that's what I care about. My daughter, my surfing. That's the life. I don't need the rest of it.
But ultimately, he said, I have a responsibility to a lot of people. A lot of people rely on me doing this.
This is the last one. Oh, this is the last one. This is the last one and I'm done. Heard that forever, but he couldn't walk away. He couldn't quite walk away yet.
You know, I committed to myself to like the next couple years up until I turned 40, just work really, really hard.
Yeah.
And then I'll have the option to basically do whatever I want. But you know, 20s are good, 30s are good, 40s are gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I know that for sure.
So now when you're back on the normal suburban human streets, do you still just drive like a maniac to show off to your friends?
Yeah, you got to.
Oh, come on! Sorry, man.
And then just got cut short.
Let's get straight to the breaking news out of Hollywood this morning.
Yeah, Paul Walker, one of the stars of the enormously popular Fast and Furious movies, dead in a car crash.
You look so beautiful today.
The supervisor says, you're gonna go home. I'm like, what's wrong? She said, something really bad happened. I said, what's wrong? And he told me that, what's wrong? And she just looks at me and she goes, it's your brother, Paul.
I know distance doesn't matter, but you feel so far away and I can't lie.
A day that ended in tragedy started with charity. Movie star Paul Walker at an annual event for his foundation, Reach Out Worldwide.
He wasn't there for the pictures, just normal Paul.
Just normal Paul, pursuing two of his great passions. Helping others and showing off fast cars.
A Porsche Carrera GT that can hit speeds of up to 240 miles per hour. On Saturday, both men attended a toy drive-in car show for Walker's charity, Reach Out Worldwide. Here's Walker with that Porsche in one of the last known videos of the 40-year-old star.
Then next thing we know, we hear a lot of noise, a lot of bang.
Get away, it's gonna blow up. It might blow up.
The car is in half. I can't tell if there's someone in there.
Cell phone video captures the horror.
I think he is, he's dead.
The coroner's office also determined that the cause of death, Mr. Walker, is combined effects of traumatic and thermal injuries, and the manner of death was accident.
Paul Walker, man, it's my brother, our family forever, and we're inspired to keep the franchise alive, man, on behalf of his legacy, and we're gonna make the fans proud.
With Paul laid to rest, it was time to regroup on Furious 7, turning to the pieces of his incomplete performance.
Most of Walker's parts were already shot when he died. Still, the script had to be rewritten. Producers decided they would retire Walker's character. Walker's brothers used his body doubles to finish scenes, and CGI, computer-generated imagery, was used to superimpose Walker's face onto their bodies.
John, cars don't fly! Cars don't fly! And your choice movie, action adventure is Furious 7!
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And as one of the hosts of the show, I have the honor of announcing that Paul Walker is your 2015 Choice Movie Actor Action Adventure. Rest in peace.
And I just can't take it.
In the end, Walker left a lasting impression in life and death.
Paul taught me that it may seem simple, but to do good. Many times when he ended a conversation, he said, be good. And he meant it.
That guy made the best of every single minute.
I used to say I lived my life a quarter mile at a time. And I think that's why we were brothers. Because you did too.
The machine is life. Just endlessly cranking. And we're running around and we're trying to juggle all these balls and we're running all over the place. And when they all hit the floor, we panic. There's really no need. Because
everything's
focus, it's right here. It's what's important. It's of the heart, it's family, it's friends, it's the rest.
All right, we're going.
Drive, Paul.